What is up, guys? Freno1 here, and welcome to my live reaction and review for Detective Conan, Chapter 1023, Weird Meds. Alright, so it's going to be about live reaction and review. So, what went down last week's chapter? Basically, we had the crime. An actor, don't quite remember the name, I'm sure we'll find out in this week's chapter, was for some reason was climbing up the building, and he ended up falling off, falling to his death. And the person that appears at the top of it was Sonoko's boyfriend. All right, so is he behind it? Is someone else behind it? We're gonna have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, let's get straight into this week's chapter. I'm looking forward to it. I know you guys are as well. Let's get straight into it. Beyond the suspicion, the figure of the strongest man appeared. Okay, so Conan's kind of freaking out here. Alright, let's get going. The victim is Tokuzono Saya-san, a 34-year-old actor. When the TV drama shooting staff were preparing to take the next scene here, Tokuzono-san, who went upstairs to the fourth floor, suddenly screamed, "Wah!" and fell down. He hit the ground hard and died. I see. So we got Inspector, not Inspector, bloody hell, Inspector McGuire there with Detective Chiba. Is it Chiba? Yeah. Or Detective Takeji. Chiba's the larger one. A crisis has occurred in the midst of the drama shooting. Okay, let's go. Next page. And the only one who was on the same floor as him was you, Kyugoku Makoto-kun. Yes. So we got Sera here, we got Ran, Sonoko, and Makoto. Okay, so Makoto and Sonoko are a couple as far as we can tell. And Ran and Sera with Conan are just there as a group. Was there really nobody else? That's Conan asking. Yeah. Then was there anything that looked like a setup? So that's what setup is. I'm not sure. I was doing some visualization for my action scene where I get knocked off and fall down. We got him screaming about, ah! I turn around upon hearing Tokuzono-san screaming, but he'd already disappeared. Come to think of it, Tokuzono-san was using his smartphone to call that other phone he'd been searching for. And there was some other weird sound besides the ringtone. Weird sound? Okay, so there's a potential clue. There's a weird sound. As I thought, there must have been some kind of trick involved. There's no way Makoto-san is the culprit. So Sonoko's obviously, Sonoko, calm down. Can you think of anything that could have been used for a trick? Well, they were at a messy classroom on the fourth floor of a derelict school building. The only thing I can think of, okay, is the harness type safety line that was supposed to be worn by that new dude. It should be set up in the classroom on the fourth floor. Okay, so to make it Shigetsu 50, he's the director, so he's one of our potential culprits. The scene we were supposed to be filming was where Tokuzono-chan, who was playing the detective role, kicked that new dude, okay, who played the culprit role down the building, and afterwards looked down from the fourth floor. In reality, it happened in reverse. Okay, hey, there's something like that, right? Hoegi? Ah, yes. So Hoegi, he's a production assistant, as we know from memory. Last week we also had a production assistant. Something happened to him as well. We don't know if he died or just got seriously injured. We're not sure. That never really got confirmed, but this guy is a new production assistant. I asked that newbie who plays the culprit role to go ahead to the fourth floor. I was about to go upstairs to explain how to put on the harness and whatnot when Tokuzono-san suddenly fell down. So he's kind of coughing. So we've got Hoge Yota, 26, production assistant or a PA. Maybe Tokuzono-san was messing around with the safety line but accidentally fell down. Potential, but I don't think so. I think there was a setup to it. That seems pretty unlikely, don't you think? So this has come from the actress. Although that person did mess around a lot and pranked various staff members. This is Jime Nanako, she's 29, an actress. Hideki-chan, you got pranked a lot too, right? Yes. So she got pranked quite a fair bit. With various surprise boxes and fart cushions countless times. She's like, So we got Abura Hideka, 26. We got a brand new character here, the makeup artist. There's also the soap that squirts blood, remember? That one was intense. So we got the PA who got pranked that time let out such a bloody wail it sounded like they were dying. It caused almost all the staffers in the studio to gather in the bathroom where the PA was at the time. So this is Odori Daisuke, 48. He's the assistant director. Okay. Well, that PA ended up dead for real afterwards. All right, so he did die. Was it because of the prank? They got into a car. They got into a car accident on the way to a filming location. All right, so that's how he died. He was in a car accident. Did those pranks cause some staff to end up hating him? Yes, there was even a PA who quit due to them. Okay, and another actor who argued with him and later stepped down as well. Well, it seems like Takuzono-chan pulled those pranks in order to make filming less stressful. He didn't mean badly. Right, speaking of disputes, okay, that new guy who plays the culprit, he quarreled with Takuzono-san before he fell down, didn't he? What? Kyoku-kun and Takuzono-san quarreled? Something about how Takuzono-san looked down on his girlfriend. Well, that hardly qualifies as quarreling. Sonoko, take it down a notch. So Sonoko is obviously trying to defend her boyfriend. But wait, aren't you a karate champion, Kyoku-kun? What are you doing appearing in a TV drama? It's a long story. Yes, he doesn't want to tell the inspector he was standing in for the actor he knocked out earlier, which he did. Anyway, let's go to the fourth floor, a place on which Takuzono-san plummeted to his death. Kyoku-kun, who was there with the victim, and director and the PA, please come along. Yes. As for the rest of the staff, please remain where you are. Okay, so he's saying that to everyone else. Obviously, we know Conan said, I've got to find a way up there because that's what they're going to do. Indeed. So it looks like they're on the fourth floor now. This looks like the kind of place where the culprit would get cornered in a detective drama. Yes, in the scene, the detective and the culprit get into a fight on the table. The culprit gets kicked out that window. Okay, so on this table, this is the safety line that you were talking about. Yes, forensic officers, please make a call to the last number that the victim dialed. Yes, sir. So we got his phone, they're typing on it. So it's ringing. Phone outside the window. Isn't this strange? Okay, why would he leave the phone out there? Like, if that's what he was looking for, why is his phone in particular out on that ledge? So this is definitely setting up as a setup. There's no one who would forget their phone in a place like this. So we've got Conan out there on the end. Conan-kun? Could it be that after being found, it got pushed down there by some force? But look, there's not a single scratch mark on this phone. Which means that the person who put the phone there, they didn't throw it, but rather they carefully placed it down. That's right. Even Sarah-san? What? You doing as you please? Well, we're detectives. So she's holding Conan there like, well, we're detectives. Just smiling. With this now, we know that someone used the smartphone to put up some kind of trick, right? Seriously? And he's snacking the phone off of Conan. I love that. Inspector Maguire's just snapping the phone off Conan. Then, where were you, Kyoku-kun? I was standing around here doing visualization. Okay. Then Takuzono-san entered the room. He said, don't mind me, I'm just calling my phone because I can't find it. Okay. Sometime after that, he screamed, ah, and fell down. Right, so we see that Makoto-san actually has a helmet on his head, so he won't really see what is actually going on. Then there must have been some setup involving this phone after all. Okay, that's something we kind of already figured out. Who came to this room besides Kyoko-kun and Tokuzono-san? Almost all the staff, right? Yes. Okay. Besides the fighting scenes between the detective and the culprit on the top of the table, we also filmed the scene where the female detective was punched and knocked out by the culprit. Okay. That way, Jinmei-chan, who plays the female detective, as well as Aburai-chan, who did the wound makeup, the director, myself, the AD, the PA, cameraman, light staffers, and even the sound staffers, everyone gathered here. Okay, so a lot of people could have got into that area pretty easily, and it wouldn't have seemed weird or anything. That means anyone could have done something to this phone and put it outside the window. Yeah, we were also here to watch the filming. If someone were to go outside the window on the way downstairs, nobody would notice. Well, let's head back downstairs and ask about who the last one to leave the room was. Okay. So Sarah's looking at something, and we got the assistant director looking at Sarah. So I think that might be potentially a hint. This is please don't take anything until the forensic officers have investigated this room. No. My shoelace just came untied. Okay, kind of convenient. Why would he be untying? Why would his shoelace come untied at that particular moment? That's kind of a bit iffy. What? The last person who left that room on the 4th floor? How could we be expected to remember something like that? Lunch break started immediately afterwards, so everyone was scattered about eating their own lunchbox. The break was about 30 minutes long, I see. Then it would be possible to secretly return to the classroom and prepare some tricks. It might even have hidden in the classroom instead of going down with the others. Okay, that's potentially a trick. That's potentially something that could have happened, and Makoto could have potentially not seen because of the helmet limiting his field of vision, basically. I don't think that's possible, detective. Someone would have noticed if anyone was missing before filming started. But there are so many PAs. Then would you like to watch the footage? Coincidentally, the filming started just a little before Tokuzono-chan fell down. Okay? It did. It did capture the scene, but there were only 4 other people who got filmed besides Ran-san and her friends. Director, you're not on the screen. I was behind the camera checking the angle. Oi, oi, it's too early. See, my voice was recorded. Okay? Yeah, so they're watching him fall. You got Conan Sarah, and it's like, So it looks like the director, the assistant director is like, Okay, that's kind of weird. He's giving off a lot of different vibes here. Like, why doesn't he care? Ha 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 ha. So he's laughing. Huh? Sorry. Laughing at something I remembered in this situation was probably inappropriate. But the crucial 4th floor wasn't captured. Yeah. I found the culprit. Bing. Okay, so he's figured it out. So it seemed like this person is the culprit. He's figured out who it is. So this is Aduri Daisuke. Okay. So they're looking at, it's like beep, 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 beep. And he's got, I found the code. Let's have a good long talk later. And then the culprit's right back, okay. And so he's looking at the culprit. Interesting. But even if the culprit put Tokuzono-san's phone outside the window, what kind of trick did they use to make him fall out of the building? Okay. Beats me. If he couldn't stand high places, he wouldn't have gone out of the window. But he didn't have a problem with high places. On the contrary, he seemed to rather like them a lot. Okay. He would have gone to pick up the phone without care, even if it was placed over there. Is that medicine? It's a supplement. It contains iron and such. Okay. You have such a container, it looks like you can put some kind of trick in there. Hey now, Don't make me out to be the culprit because of this. Hideki-chan also has the same type of container where she stores her pollen allergy medication. And the PA, Hawaii-san, keeps his cold medication case in his pocket. So he's coughing and she's scratching, so that's why she's scratching because of the pollen. And he's coughing because he's got a potential flu. Even the director often takes out his candy container. See? Okay. So they all got containers. Okay, interesting. It seems like both the medicine and the container are unrelated to this incident. Yeah, so Sarah's obviously thinking, speaking of medicine, there's something I wanted to ask you, Ran-kun. Your boyfriend, could it be that he's taking some weird meds? What? Boyfriend, you mean Shinichi? Sometimes he looks really sick, doesn't he? Yeah, he often looks white as a sheet, as though he's about to keel over on the spot. Alright, but a few moments later, he'd act like nothing had happened. I wonder if that was because he takes some kind of medicine. Okay, so you've never seen him take anything? That's right. Well then, I'll ask you frankly. Oh, what the hell's Sarah doing? When Shinichi-kun is around, Conan-kun isn't, right? What? What do you mean? What I mean is exactly that. Oh! Is she gonna plan to ram that Shinichi's Conan? Oh, Sarah striking right to the core. What will flustered Conan do? Holy shit, are you really doing this, Sarah? No fucking way. Are you fucking serious? Right here, right now, you're doing this, Sarah. Fuck me. Oh, what a bitch move. I fucking love it. But anyway, guys, look, just hang on a second and we'll come and we'll go straight into the review. So we're going to jump straight into the review right now. Alright guys, so chapter 1023 of Detective Conan was an interesting chapter. Alright, the biggest thing that went down this chapter was those last 2 pages, Sarah and Ran. But anyway, let's get straight into the mystery. Okay, so our victim's name is Tokuzono Saya. He's an actor and a bit of a prankster. He likes to play pranks on people, and that actually caused a few people to actually, like some PAs and a fellow actor, to quit the production and everything, right? So to say that, you know, he was well liked is a little bit of an understatement. Some of the pranks he did do like simple things like fart cushions and stuff like that, but probably his most elaborate one was a soap that squirted blood. That really freaked out a PA, and that PA ended up dying in a car accident while on the way to filming. So we get a little bit of confirmation there about the PA that we heard about last week, that the PA died in a car accident. Okay, we also found out that Tokuzono is a bit of a prankster, and the reason why is just to relieve the stress of the production and all that, and kind of have a little bit of fun on set. Alright, where he fell, the only person that was on that floor, that, as far as we know, besides the culprit, was Makoto, or Sonoko's boyfriend. He was there. He had a helmet on because he was visualizing himself falling off the thing, landing, and doing all the stuff, doing the stunt. So he was focused on doing that. His field of vision is very much obscured. He does remember Tokuzono-san arriving, saying to him, look, I'm up here because I'm trying to find my phone. And he was calling his phone. Next thing he knows, he hears him yelling, and as he turns around, he has already fallen. So our current basically culprits or suspects is Tomika Shigematsu, the director, Hoegi Yota, the PA, Jinmei Nanako, the actress, Abra Hideka, the makeup artist, and Odori Daisaku, the assistant director. They're our current list of suspects. Alright. The one interesting thing was Odori Daisaku, towards the end of this chapter, is sending a message to the culprit, potential culprit, saying, haha, I figured it out. You know, I know who the culprit is. Let's have a long chat later. And the culprit saying, okay. So this might be setting up that Odori will be the next victim, or he's somehow somewhat involved and that he knew what was going to go down. So when it comes down to it, when we did see that panel, I'm going to jump back to that panel so I can look at it. Where is it? Okay, so we see here we got the director as well as a Doty there, but no one else is there. Besides, we got the director and assistant director. Okay, we see on the camera the PA and the actress as well as Odori, and then we see Yokozuna obviously falling. Right. The interesting part, if we look in the camera, the only one who hasn't really moved is the PA. He's still in the kind of same position. He's watching, and then he's looking down, and everyone, him and the actress are the only ones who haven't moved. But Odori, for some reason, has his phone out. Why does he have his phone out? Okay, that's one thing I've only just noticed now. He's got his phone out. So we see him there, we don't see his hand, and then in the next two panels, we see he's holding a phone. All right. And Makoto does say he heard a weird noise. Could this be Odori basically setting it up and calling the phone, which caused Makoto to have a look, causing him to slip and therefore going over the edge? That is a potential theory. Okay. So we hear him laughing, and then we see him sending a message saying, I found the culprit. The culprit reading it and was like, huh? What the hell? Freaking out. And we see him looking, and then looking at the culprit. Obviously, the culprit's not shown. They're typing. He says, let's have a good long chat. Talk later. And the culprit says, okay. Okay. So, I'm just going back to the page, so I'm looking. So the only ones we don't really see here at this point is the actress, the makeup artist, and the PA. All right, so they're the three that we don't see. So my theory at the moment is that Odori and one of those three are behind it. All right, so one of the three set it all up, and Odori was one who kind of executed it. All right, that is my current theory going at the moment. So I'm currently kind of going through it, just trying to figure it out as I go, because obviously a lot of the clues come in this chapter. And I got a feeling next week we'll get a few more, and we'll start to figure it out. Okay, so it could potentially be any of the other three. So we haven't got any dead set 100% confirmation. We also found out that Tokuzono isn't afraid to hide, so he would have gone up there willy-nilly. He would have gone up without the harness and would have been phased by it. The most interesting part, though, of this chapter, and probably the biggest part of this chapter, is Sarah talking to Ran at the end of the chapter, right? In regards to medicine. As we know, Shinichi, Conan, whatever you want to go with, was given a pill which has turned Shinichi into Conan. All right, I don't quite remember what it's called. It'll come to me probably after I record. But the thing is that she goes, well, that she's basically, so you've never. She asks Ran if she's ever seen Shinichi taking medicine, because every time he's appeared, he seems like he's about to keel over. And so goes like, yeah, it feels like he's about to keel over on the spot, but then a few moments later, it's like nothing's happened. And obviously that's due to the effects of the pill. Going from young to old and back to his normal age, it takes a bit of time for his body to adjust and all that kind of jazz, so he's in quite a fair bit of pain. And then the same thing happens when he goes back to Conan. And she goes, well then, I will ask you frankly. When Shinichi-kun is around, Conan-kun isn't, right? And then you go around and go, what do you mean? What I mean is exactly that. So Conan's like, fuck, what the hell are you doing, Sarah? Because we know that Sarah has figured out that Conan is Shinichi. Same with Bourbon and what's his name? Subaru. Yeah, they all know that Conan, as well as his parents, they all know Conan is Shinichi, and they're basically sworn to secrecy. I think Sarah has figured it out, but hasn't confirmed it yet. So the question is, why is Sarah doing this now of all times? In the middle of a case where an actor has been killed, why is Sarah somewhat poking the bear in Conan? How is Conan going to deal with this? Is he going to find a way to cover it? Because it's very hard for him to cover. It's like when Shinichi rocks up, Conan's not there. Obviously, because they're the same person, as we know. The question is, how is Conan, Shinichi, going to basically say to Ran, no, I'm just not there because da. What reason, plausible reason, is he going to come up with to basically convince Ran as well as convince Sarah? That's the very interesting thing. And I don't think he's going to convince Sarah. I think Sarah has already figured it out and she knows exactly who Conan is. And I think she wants to bring Ran and everyone in on it, where Conan doesn't want to do that because he knows if Ran is in on it, that's going to put her and obviously Mori, Kogoro, Mori, whatever you want to call him, into a lot of danger with the BO, the Black Organization. So he wants to keep her out of the loop as much as humanly possible. So this is a very, very dangerous move by Sarah, because I believe she does know about the Black Organization. She does know about the pill. So the question is going to be, why is she doing this? Why, of all occasions, why is she doing this when it seemingly looks like the BO are starting to make a move? We also got Subaru with Bourbon and Conan's parents starting to make moves as well. We're seemingly coming down to somewhat the end game or the big game. Why is Sarah, of all people at this moment, doing this? It doesn't make sense and it's kind of confusing. But I got a feeling we're going to find out next week. That's the biggest thing that's going down in this chapter. Anyway, guys, overall, for this chapter, the art was solid, and I really did enjoy this chapter. But like I said, the biggest thing, why is Sarah doing this? That's the big thing. So progression-wise, we've gotten a few little clues. My money is somewhat on Odori and someone else. I don't know who just yet. I'm going to have to go over and read the chapter probably a few times, and I'll probably pick up a few more clues. But if you guys have your theories on who do you think it is, let me know in that comment section below. I'll be really interested to see who you guys think it is. But yeah, I got a feeling Odori, obviously he knows who it is, and I got a feeling he's involved in some way. So, obviously we got the murder, we got Sarah's whole thing going on. How's this all going to end? We're going to have to wait till next week to find out, guys. So, like I said, overall, art, solid, good progression, good setup for other little things, like big things, the Sarah thing, the stuff with the mystery. So that's why this week, guys, I'm going to give this chapter 3.5 stars. A great chapter, really good chapter, especially those last 2 pages. Really bumped up the score quite a fair bit. I'm really curious about how Conan's going to get out of this and how he's going to come up with a plausible excuse or reason for what's going down. I'm really, really curious about how this is all going to play out. Anyway, guys, that is all from me. Let me know in that comment section below what you guys thought. Did you like it? Didn't like it? All that kind of jazz. Do you agree with my score or don't agree with my score? Do you think it should be higher, lower, as well? Let me all know in that comment section below. And of course, who do you think is behind this crime? And how do you think Conan is going to get out of this kind of a little bit out of this pickle of a situation with Ran and Sarah? I would love to see what you all guys' theories are in the comments below. But anyway, guys, as always, I'm Free01. You guys are awesome. Smash that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. It's completely and totally free. And you know we love that free shit. And as always, I'll catch you guys next time with another live reaction and review. Peace.